How to sell a course without SEO or ads. Now, a lot of people say that in order to sell courses, you really only have to do like SEO content or a lot of ad spend. And the reality is that I actually sell most of my courses using another method. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through how I've been doing that for the last few years. Take notes, let's dive in. Now, first of all, let me be clear, of course I do SEO stuff and ads, but I didn't really turn that stuff on for probably almost the first year. Instead, I went after content. Making content is one of the easiest ways for you to go and get a lot of traffic. So what I'm gonna teach you in this video is how to go in and actually start doing content that is effective, that pulls people in. I'm not really working on trying to rank something. I'm not working on trying to get paid ads and to drop in front of somebody. But instead, I am trying to create stuff that people are already kind of looking for that can pop up in front of them. It's slightly different than doing something like a blog or that style of SEO. So I love this style though. Peng Joon spoke at one of my events. If you don't know Peng Joon, he is a massive influencer from Malaysia. And he spoke at one of my events on his content strategies and was talking about, look, if you go in and you start creating content, the easiest way to make content that can sell a course is to already, to title your stuff and title your content what people are already searching for. And I didn't used to do this. I've put out, I think 600 or 700 podcast episodes, lots of different shows, and I never really followed this method. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through 3 or 4 ways and things to think about as you make content so that you actually can push back to your courses for sales. All right, now before you turn on a camera or turn on a podcast microphone, the first thing I would say is to search what people are already looking for. And I kind of said that before here, but you have to understand that doing what I'm doing right here with you on YouTube, there is constant pressure to be 24/7 prolific, which is very exhausting, if I don't start by figuring out what people are already looking for. And I used to not do this. The way it used to work is I would walk into my office, and I started in my house, so it was a spare bedroom, and I would be like, crap, man, like, what am I gonna make content about? Like, this is hard, you know? And I'd sit down and I'd just be like, well, what happened this week? Oh, almost lost my shirt. Sweet, I could do an episode on how I almost lost my shirt. It's like, sweet, you know what? Oh, I told some doing this way, you know, this and that. I'm like, sweet, we could do an episode talking about that. And that's kind of how I did it. There wasn't really a rhyme or a reason. It was just like riffing, right? And it was good stuff because there were really powerful business lessons and strategies. However, it was hard, man. You have to be 24/7 prolific. So what I want you to think about is go to Google and type in your industry. Don't press enter. Okay? Go to the Google search bar, type in your industry, don't press enter. And what you're gonna start to see is all these suggested keywords, right? These suggested long tail keywords. And those right there are gold. That's literally Google saying, hey, we get hit up quite a bit every day. And this is, are you looking at this? Because everyone else is typing in this as well. Those are great ways to come up with titles for your videos or your pieces of content. And it also makes it so you don't have to be this 24/7 prolific. It's like, well, oh yeah, Google search related terms right there, the suggested terms. I could talk about that one. I could talk about that one. I could talk about that one. And that right there will leave a lot of creative pressure from you. All right, now before you go and you just toss in any old Google search term or whatever, think about this. You want them to buy your course. So one of the best things you can do is to type in your course topic and see what people are talking about around your course topic. Now you can actually make content that is pointed and related to the course that you want to sell all along. When I first started publishing consistent content, I was super resistant to it. I actually made fun of it. I was like, there's not a chance I will ever do that. Okay, no. I remember I was actually in the Army. I enlisted and then I was going through RTC to become an officer, and we were doing these track sprints. And I remember Russell Brunson, I was not working for him yet, but I was a big fan already. And Russell Brunson jumped on Periscope. If you remember Periscope, a long time ago, right? And he got on there, he's like, I got a cool gift for every one of you. You guys all want to raise? Publish consistently for a year. And I was like, out of breath, nope. Just put my phone down. I was like, there's not a chance I'm ever going to be consistently publishing ever. And it wasn't until I actually started working for him that I saw him and the way he did it. And just randomly throughout the day, he would just like pop his phone up and just start thrashing the mic, you know what I mean? He'd just start right at the camera, then he'd grab his podcast microphone, then he'd be on his blog, you know, like, what's up? And it was weird for me because I remember thinking, this dude, even by that time already, this dude is running a $100 million SaaS company, a software company. What is he wasting his time making this content for? And I was it started reframing my mind on this. I was like, okay, I gotta go do this. So as I started doing it, one of the most exhaustive pieces was the fact that I would just make an episode on Monday and then put it out there. And then I would make another episode on, I don't know, Friday and then there was no consistency. I was like, I gotta put some structure in my life around this. So as far as step number 2 goes here, you need a batch. Batch your stuff. It is so much easier to batch your stuff. Right here, as I'm doing these videos here with you guys on YouTube, we do 20 videos a day. That's a lot of videos, and it's because we're batching. And I'm getting a lot of video up front and done. Actually, when I was a part of the Inner Circle for Russell, John Lee Dumas came and spoke, right? And he's a huge podcaster. But the way he does it is he creates all of his podcasts for the month in the first 2 days of every month. I think it's 2, maybe 3. Okay, and so he's creating all of his material for the month in the first couple days of that month, and then he just slowly drips it out. And that will release so much pressure from you. So this is what I do. I batch record my stuff, and for YouTube, of course, kind of like this I'm doing here, I batch it, right? It's no secret. You guys all know I do this. I'm not telling anything new as my audience. But when I first started, this was my routine. Every Tuesday morning for me was content time. And so what I would start with was 3 guest interviews. I would try and get on 3 different podcasts. And then I would create 3 podcast episodes. And that was kind of my rhythm. And so I was putting out technically 6 pieces of material, and 3 was on other people's shows and 3 was on my own. And that's how I batched it out. And I also tried to stay at least 6 weeks ahead, so that if I was on a trip or I got sick or there's whatever was happening, I always had a little bit of a buffer zone, and so my content teams could always stay afloat and not starve out and go, oh my gosh, we need content, Steve, tomorrow, right? And disrupt the entire flow. So step number 2, batch. So you think about your online course, you've got your topics that everyone's struggling with, line them up and just fire. Makes the game a lot easier. Hey guys, before going on to this video and the rest of it here, I got some cool stuff for you, but I need you to subscribe first. Click the subscription button. It's big, it is rectangle, it is red, it is free for you, and it means a lot for us. Capitalism cries tears of joy when you do it, by the way. I don't know if you know that. It's really cool. Hey, but down in the comments though, let me know what some of your favorite shows are. What are some of your favorite internet shows that you guys have been listening to that has helped you the most? 3, I want to give you guys some cool content strategies around your course. Let me tell you real quick what happened in my first course. I went out and I started selling this course. It was my second $1 million product, and it was really interesting. As people were buying it and having success with it, I started seeing all these testimonials pop up, right? They would come back into our group and they would say, holy crap, Steve, I did the thing you talked about. That was epic. And I was like, yeah. I don't know why it took me so long to realize I should screenshot that, right? And all people started more and more testimonials, more and more things from it. It took a little while before I went and put in literally a testimonial gathering machine. And this becomes really cool content to sell your course on the internet, by the way. Really, really natural content. And so what I did is I started collecting these testimonials and ones that were specifically epic. I was like, I should interview them on my podcast, right? I should get them on a piece of content. So I started interviewing students that were crushing it, and from so many different scenarios, right? Whether they were rich and got richer or poor and made their first money, right? I needed to make sure there was a big diversity in the types of people I was interviewing, testimonial wise. But you know how much more powerful it is? It's powerful when I say a sales message, but it is so much more powerful when someone who is not me says, yeah, you should go get Steve's thing, and I put it out there as a piece of content. That's one of the biggest tricks, because you kind of create this feedback loop where you're consistently putting out material, but now it's no longer just you saying, hey, this thing's awesome. You got all these students coming in, and they're the ones that you're publishing and putting on shows. And I actually started doing this for the ClickFunnels One Funnel Away Challenge, and I pitched the show One Funnel Away Stories, because all I wanted was a platform to record people's cool stories of having success with the program. And this is a great way for you to do it as well. Start thinking through, who is it that has had success with your business services? Interview them. Go to them and say, hey, can I highlight you in front of the rest of my audience? Chances are they're going to say yes. And then when you put a little call to action at the end saying, go get the course, that is so much more valuable than any sales pitch you could ever put out there. One other cool strategy and little feedback loop that can get created for natural sales content that doesn't feel like sales. Think about all of the people who are influencers who you could approach, and you're not competing with them, but man, if their following came and heard about your course, it'd be really valuable, okay? So think about this. We will take like a whiteboard, and we'll go to the whiteboard and we just start writing down like, hey, check this out. Who else would be great? Oh, you know what? This person has a following. Their following would probably be a great fit for our course. It's not going to compete with the influencer, but it'd be a great fit for us. All right, now here's another one. Now here's another one. Now here's another one. Now here's another one. And what I do is I target those people specifically to get them onto my show and into my content. And they are specific. I don't interview somebody who doesn't have a following that would be, even if they're big, right? I don't interview somebody who doesn't have a following that would not be a fit to come purchase from us. So I go and I grab people who are specifically targeted because their following should come by. And so we'll put out a big list of these people and then just systematically just reach out to them and say, can we interview you? Can we interview you? Can we interview you? Can we interview you? And so now what we're doing is putting out content that their following sees it, right? And says, all right, oh, I didn't know about the Steve Larsen guy. And then they see our course and it's a natural fit. That's a great marketing strategy, by the way. That works so well because that content never, ever leaves. That's a great way for you to use content to sell also without you saying specifically, go and buy and crazy urgency scarcity and you got to act right now or the sky falls. You know what I'm saying? I got a free gift for you. Thanks for watching. First off, if you click the link in the description, it is internetlaunchsecrets.com. Internetlaunchsecrets.com will teach you a lot more of my internet online course sales strategies. I sell a lot of courses on the internet. However, that one specifically, you're looking up the title of this video, that one specifically will help you learn how to sell more of your own courses. Go to internetlaunchsecrets.com. It is free to check out those strategies. I know you'll love it.